Good evening. I'm slightly off center. Wednesday, Reclamation. Still no idea what I'm doing. Kay has an idea as to what she's doing, though. Why don't you tell us about the last session we played?
You assume any of this is planned. Okay. Sorry, that pause was also to do a audio check. I could hear myself. Means we're not muted. Yeah. So we started last session. Audie was being nosy, also trying to spare people's feelings. She's afraid she's gonna hurt someone because she's a bit more laissez-faire. I don't know what the term would be in Eldarth. She's a bit more careless, and then she realizes other people has feelings, and she goes, "Oh no, I want to make sure you don't have feelings, and then I'll keep flirting." So she had that conversation with Lucius, and then found out that he needs a master smith. The hardest thing to find on a war front and a refugee camp is a master smith. So she went hunting for that. Roz and Lilith showed up late to the Bastion for breakfast, but still had breakfast because Roz's new family is like, "Hey, we didn't see you. We thought you might be hungry." And they were right. Let's see. There was training after the midday meal. Let's see. Oh yes, as was discussing before the session, Covert is 26. Just in fact, 26 revolutions of a calendar, 26. Which Audie still thinks is weird for an elf. Except we have Lilith, so it's kind of rude to think it's weird for an elf.
How dare they age like everybody else?
How dare they be born and not just be 128 to start?
Yep.
Turns out they're not born 100 years old.
Right. But we found out what one of the missions are, which is Covert's cousin was kidnapped by some chaos cultists. He was very clear that, she's capable, but when kidnapped by chaos cultists, getting out is probably one of the hardest things to do. And there just are not any resources to spare at the time, either in the adjutants or in the war effort. So we keep that in mind. He encourages us to still go talk to Daisy at the Dusty Daisy, where we found out that she had a friend who she was in correspondence with. They lost touch. And she's like, he's really physically capable. He's a decent tracker. He can take care of himself, but she's now a little worried. Lost him at the edge of Sapinus near Idalta? I don't know what I wrote here.
Idalta.
There we go. And that the bonus? Oh, goodness, what's that word? Reward. The reward for that would be provisions plus food for 50 people. Which we all thought was, a really good deal. But none of us are especially great trackers, but there are some great people in Greenwood who are. So we let the Greenwood camp know, saying, hey, round up a team. Daisy has a thing that you guys will probably be especially good at. Go forth. We also heard that at the 3rd of next month, that there will be a different caravan coming in with goods and supplies. It's going to be very important because they're not with the Golden Rose Merchantry, who are a bunch of scoundrels, we think. And at the very least, robbers, because they mark everything up a lot. War profiteers, that's what they are. There we go. We decide then to take Covert's mission. And because it has to do with chaos cultists, we were told to be prepared for anything, as per chaos. We trained with the Immortal Bastion, promptly got our butts kicked, tried really hard. Lilith stayed out of harm's way by firing arrows at us, very successfully, I might add. And, let's see, what else am I missing? I feel like I missed things at the end of the day. Oh yes, we tried to find an Order Cleric to take with us on this mission. And were advised that there really is only one Order Cleric in the whole camp, and if we don't need to take them with us, that would be great, but that they would join us if we so felt we needed it. And Lilith bought reagents and Tethervine Quiver. Those are my notes.
Good job. I think that's pretty much everything. Anybody else? Anything to add?
Did you mention the magical concertina you got that has irresistible dance on it?
No, I didn't.
Shame on you.
Did I take a note about that? I did. Yes. Audie has a magical. I put it down as a squeeze box. What's it called? Concertina?
Concertina.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
That's the official name for that instrument.
Good to know. Yes, that can make someone uncontrollably dance. Audie's really excited to use that.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. In which case, we will start off. Were we in the middle of the day when we stopped?
We were post dinner, like 5-6 p.m.
Right, because we sort of ended with the with Melody talking to the cleric, and then going to just inform everybody else. Okay. Well, since that is when Melody's departure begins, given that there was a mission the following morning, I'm just going to ask, is there any mission prep that wants to be done this evening that anybody feels is of particular import?
The rest of Lilith's evening is going to be used making potions.
Yes.
That'll be useful, yeah.
There's no way you could screw those rolls up.
It'd be pretty hard pressed to.
It would.
With
You really,
Bellator's help.
yeah, you really would be. Bellator is kind of a cheat key for low-level alchemy. Yeah, I mean, Quinn, if you just want to work on those, just so we can, get the basic, super easy stuff out of the way.
Yep.
On a side note, how much do normal potions cost again? Just the base level ones. 200?
No. I believe. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. I have a separate table for the price gouging ones. Currently in the camp, they are going for. Man, are they going for 200? Are they going for 200? Somebody's bought them from the Gilden Rose
Yeah.
before. Yeah,
They were
200.
as expensive as Roz's armor.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then the answer is yes, 200.
Okay, 200, huh?
Yep. Potion economy is hell right now.
Lilith readily passes all of those checks with a 23, 25, and a 15.
All that 15 got close though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Chrono will buy one potion.
200 silver.
Yep.
Suppose I should add. It's a DC 13 for a regular potion of healing on the kibbles, but
Yep.
what is it for like the tiers, since you use different potions?
Yeah.
It's a good point. Let me just do a quick comparison as to what a much more powerful healing potion looks like. A Supreme is an 18.
Greater
Honestly,
is a 15.
Yeah, I think they probably just go up 1 DC for every level. I think that would I could say that for the earlier levels. The later levels probably get a bit more dramatic.
Yeah. I feel like Lilith made tier 2 potions before, but I don't remember what the reagents were. So I just did
yeah.
my shopping based on the reagents for normal potion of
Level
healing.
ones, yeah. This is a good point, given that this is going to be one of the resources that will like to be crafted. I do need to make the tables for all of these. Which means spending a bit of time looking at these to figure out roughly how much reagents and materials you want for each thing. Honestly, I don't remember if I gave you an answer for what a level 2 was, because I don't have a note for it.
Oh, wait.
Hmm.
I have a note for it in our crafting log sheet. I
Oh,
put
neat.
down -6 common curative to create 2 tier 2 potions, so 3 each, I guess. So I guess you just use the regular potion of healing
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, that seems off. I think I'd probably just for now change it to add an additional curative reagent until I actually sit down and work out a working table for these.
In which case, would you mind me just using the first 2 rolls to make 2 tier 2 ones?
Sure.
And saving an extra reagent?
Yep, no problem.
Nice.
Okay, so Lilith is going to spend 6 hours making potions. Corona, you're going to go buy one with no fuss, I'm assuming.
Nope.
Yeah, any other particular mission prep, such as item purchasing or anything people want to just quickly get out of the way?
I am quickly reviewing my material components. I don't think I have anything that's exceptionally that's actually costs anything, but I'm just double checking.
I don't think you do. At a quick glance, you don't. None that are important at the very least. The only one in your whole spell list would be Illusory Script.
I need ink. Guess I need to ask Lilith about how to do that. But that's when we get back.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'll get you some ink. Just
Don't ask where I get it from.
Just don't ask.
let me take a nap.
No.
Oh gosh. Then I think Audie would probably try her hand at getting some potions as well. Level 1 is really all we need to focus on right now, isn't it? 2s and 3s are a bit excessive for our...
Oh, 2s and 3s are great. It's just that they're expensive.
Right.
Because level
What's-
1s are 1d6 plus your con mod, which you guys are level 3 now. That's pretty middling.
Yeah.
Versus like level 3 healing potions would be very good, and 2 are probably going to get most people to about half.
Right. What's the cost difference?
Huge.
Huge isn't a number.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to my price. I gotta go to my price gouge list. Okay.
I thought you already had it up.
I had to tab over to it. I have a lot of things open.
That's fair.
Level 2
Spending
healing
points.
potions are 500 silver. Level 3 healing potions are 2,000.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
The war. They're gouging. They're definitely gouging, but even then, it would still be very expensive.
Man,
Yeah.
maybe Lilith should just start making potions and selling them for cheaper. Still making a profit.
Yeah.
Gonna undercut the Gildan Rose? You're not gonna wake up one morning.
You guys got to get a formal introduction to the Black Dragon Eye somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Audie would go and try and pick up a couple of potions because she might not always be able to be within reach of people.
Not that you
And
have to
spells
be.
are limited. For Healing Word, I do.
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
pretty far. I'm not saying don't
Yeah.
get healing potions. Healing potions are very important. I'm also just saying don't discredit what 60 feet is. In many
That's true.
fights, it's typically all you need. It's the reason why it's just a better spell than Cure Wounds.
All right. Yeah,
Um,
she's gonna go look at some potions.
Yeah. I also wanted to just quickly mention, and I'm going to rectify it shortly, you do not have your full spell casting, Melody. Just thought you should know that.
Don't?
Yeah, you should have level 2 spell slots, and you currently don't. Just so you know. Kind of
Why
relevant
did
given
it
you're
do
going on
that
a
to
mission.
me?
Yeah. It didn't level up your spell casting when you leveled up the character.
Awful.
Yeah.
This is gonna be very important for this mission.
Yep, I agree.
Oh no. I was like, oh, I got an extra level 1 spell slot. That's all it is, right? No, it's not.
Well, while
Huh.
you're handling that, there is one thing that Roz needs to do as well. She was told by Covert that this evening, before leaving for the mission, to go see Covert because he might be able to finish up that +1 weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So, after dinner and getting stabbed multiple times by a sewing needle, Roz is going to head to the forges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do we want to get Melody's potion buying out of the way, or do we want to go have Roz get her weapon? I feel like the order
Roz
of
is gonna
events here
go
might be
grab-
important.
Roz is going to go grab Audie, so let's do the potion buying first.
All right. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know how we're gonna figure out the spells because it's gonna take me a minute because I think I also need to pick a level 1 spell. But
You
let's do the roleplay stuff first.
you pick any spell you want is kind of more the point.
Well, yes, but I think I have more spells known as well, is what I'm meaning.
One, which you should probably use to pick a level 2 spell, because you wouldn't know
Correct.
any.
All right. Yeah. So let's go do that and see how bad the player is at bartering, because there's no way that Audie is going to buy anything from the Golden Rose without trying to barter, because she sees this markup for what it is. She grew up running a store, and while not as idyllic as Greenwood, this is still ridiculous.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. Roz, are you with Audie, or are you going to intercept her after she's done the shopping business?
Yeah, let's go ahead and catch up to her beforehand. Why
Yeah.
not?
Okay. In which case, Melody, Roz, you go to the Golden Rose. It's 6 p.m. One of the slower times of the evening. But they do a thing where they begin transitioning to a late night market that starts at 9, which has silent bidding and auctions and things like that. It's meant to be a bit more fun for people that have money to spend. But during that transition, they're still open and they're still perfectly willing to sell. So there's a bit of a hustle and bustle from a bunch of Guild and Rose employees that are wearing the gold embroidered jackets, currently helping change arrangements for stalls and dressing up various mannequins in different showier, outfits and armor. Yeah, you all have bought potions before. You know the appropriate stall to go to. A well-organized stall dedicated to alchemy, reagents, and potions, of which behind the person there's a shelf with dozens of rows of 1-ounce vials in various colors and shapes with little, hand-written notes to denote what the potions are and their costs.
Mm-hmm. Are there any unusual potions there?
Tons. How unusual do you want? They have potions that'll change your hair color. They have potions that'll change your skin color, eye color, nail color. Grow your nails to claws. Grow your toenails to claws. I mean, they have a lot of variety in terms of things that you wouldn't normally expect.
Something that would probably be on the more common end, as in within a budget, within a decent budget, but that might still have promising effects. I don't know if we're going to need some form of climbing or strength or anything like that. We're going in a weird mission, so she'd be browsing those kind of potions as well, just to see what's what.
Mm-hmm.
Trying not to think too hard about this.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I can alleviate at least some of the curiosity. The entry point for the cheapest potion here is 100 silver.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's about what she would be looking at then.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of politely browse. They have a catalog to denote potions that they have in stock.
Mm-hmm.
Of which, yeah, I mean, some things are pretty, pretty common in regards to things you would know, such as potions of climbing, potions that allow you to speak to animals, potions that allow you to befriend animals, potions that allow you to breathe fire, potions that'll grow someone to twice their size, potions that will give you gills, potions that will let you breathe in not oxygen. I mean, I can sit here and keep going, I suppose. Potions that'll make you temporarily fearless. Although some argue that it might just be alcohol.
Wait a second, I recognize that.
Wink.
I was gonna say breathing fire sounds like it might be beneficial. You were saying there was one of fearless. Is there anything that seems like it would oh gosh, like snap someone out of something? I don't know what that falls under.
Depends on what you're trying to snap them out of.
Oh,
Like,
that's fair.
meta talk. Are you trying to find a potion that will cure somebody of a charmed condition? Of a fear condition?
Yeah, I was thinking like charmed, or unfortunately I've been listening to too many Pathfinder podcasts, like a stunned or a like disoriented, paralyzed. I guess that would all be like wisdom saves though. Like I'm thinking like a whole person kind of idea.
There are potions that will do that for some of those things, but for very particular instance, a potion that would normally cure somebody of a paralyzed effect would not work to, at least not the typical potion. Not the potion you could afford would break someone from a whole person, because the whole person is a magical spell effect, and its source is outside. So if it allowed them to re-roll the wisdom save, hypothetically it could. But that's not what it's doing. If you wanted something to cure paralysis, a la something that poisons somebody, an antitoxin would cover that kind of thing. That being said, they do have a couple of curative potions in a similar vein to that, but they're all on the higher end, starting at 300 silver and up.
Okay. Yeah, Audie would be looking them over and kind of turn to Roz. Anything here fancy? Anything here that might help?
Oh, I have no idea. I've spent too much money here already.
I'm not asking you to spend your money. I'm asking if there's anything you can help.
All right, well, I'm not going to ask you to spend your money either.
She'll look at one of the potions of fire breathing. Is that one of the ones that's in the like 100, 150?
It's 150.
150?
Yep.
And so here's the question, and there's probably a role for it because I don't know how many of these Audie would have seen in her lifetime. Knowing that there's a markup, could I make an educated guess as to what a actual fair price for these would be?
You would have to know what the cost of a fire-breathing potion is. You would either need to
more
make...
the healing.
Oh, well, if it's a potion
both,
period,
all of them.
Yeah. You either would need to make an alchemy tools check if you have it, because then you would know what goes in it and having a rough understanding of it all. Or probably just a straight charisma check, for you to ply your family's trade to recall things, to try to figure that out.
All right, let's do a charisma check then. It's a 14.
Do you know, like, a healing potion? You would think an average level 1 healing potion, again, above table, would run for about 50 silver on an average day.
Okay. Let me try and do something clever. It's called math. Math is the thing I'm looking for that's clever. All right. Oh. And then we're going to try and barter. So what Audie will be looking for is a level 1 healing potion, 2 level 1 healing potions, a level 2 healing potion, and a potion of fire breathing.
Okay, let me quickly tabulate to know what my side of that looks like. Okay. The clerk present is one that a couple of you have seen before. Elven, finely dressed, well-groomed, hair is shorter, kind of combed back, gold rectangular spectacles. They stand there, imperious in a way that haughty elves often look.
Mm-hmm.
Have you decided what you would like?
Certainly have, yeah. And need 2 level 1s, 1 level 2, and a potion of fire breathing, please.
Very well. It's going to cost you 1,050 silver. How would you like to pay?
I was gonna say, this isn't the same clerk that Audie has tried to barter with before. That was in a different shop.
Same shop, different clerk.
Same shop, different clerk. And Audie's gonna give kind of a bit of an incredulous look and just be like, "You and I both know. I understand that's the prices that you're setting. But you and I both know that that's 4 times what they're worth."
How would you like to pay?
Right. Figure out how to make it myself then. Never mind. And she'll link arms with Roz. If this person's not interested in engaging, she's not gonna push the matter. She doesn't care that much.
They begin putting the potions back.
Yep.
Ross sticks her tongue out at the clerk before she leaves.
Yeah.
They pay you no mind.
Right, you ready to go see your boy toy?
I mean, he hasn't quite agreed to be that yet, but I suppose if that's what you want to call him.
Good point. We should ask him when we get there. Which
Not quite.
you're not fond of the sledgehammer method.
I just don't think he quite has the time for it.
I think you're a coward.
Oh, I'm the coward. Right, right. The one who spent a whole year pining over Lilith at the bar. Oh, and I just stumbled on your own words before you could say, "Hi, I like you. I'd like to kiss you." Is that all right with you?
You be careful, little lass. I
Oh.
can throw you real far.
Yeah, and I bet you Covert if you dare to catch me.
Oh, Covert, I'm full into your arms. Come on, you.
Yeah, and Audie is definitely like dancing a step and like fake swooning and, you know, making a whole show of it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. You both make your way out of the beginnings of the night stalls or the merchantry up into the smith's area, the craftsman's area, which is a bit quieter during the night, partially to allow people to rest and sleep, and likewise for many of the craftsmen to get their own rest. But that doesn't mean that there aren't night owls still over there plying their trade. Just some are a little less noisy about it. When you wander to the further east side of where the craftsmen gather, where the forges are arranged kind of further away from the camp and up on the hill a bit where the plateaus have been cleared for them, you begin hearing the sounds of hammer striking metal. And you begin to see the fire glow of the forges as you get closer. There is a bit of an area that's kind of cordoned off around the forges to allow the smiths to work without worry of people from the camp kind of wandering in. There's a small kind of picketed fence arranged around it to make sure that kids don't just wander in. But mercenaries are more or less free to move about here, given that they are the ones who these craftsmen are often working for. Why don't you both make me a perception check?
15.
Pretty good. Wow. Hilarious.
For 23,
honestly.
if that helps.
It's unnecessary at that point, but yeah. So you get up to the edge of where the forges are arranged, You hear the sounds of the smiths working. And off to the side, there is a kind of a raised outdoor pavilion, a tented area made of basic, tarp and canvas. And there's a forge, a couple of forges that sort of surround it. They're about 20 feet away, but they're closer to it. And you can see there's a bunch of people congregated there. Of which you can see that there's a small gathering of individuals, which you can assume to be smiths based off of their general look and attire. Smith's aprons, burned and scarred arms, and generally being a bit rougher around the edges than normal. And on a forge nearby, you can see what they're watching, the spectacle that has garnered their attention, which is an elf working at one of the forges, which by itself is not unusual, but when you get a little closer, you understand why they are watching with such interest, which is it is Covert at the forge, wielding a hammer that is no simple plain hammer, and is currently diligently working away, strike after strike, on what looks like a sword blade, probably another one of the weapons he promised to a group of people, from the series of missions that passed by that Roz is similarly getting. And much to perhaps the interest of onlookers, Covert's desk job does not take away from his physicality at all. Much in the fact that he is not as scrawny as he appears to be underneath his robes and armor. And in much the late evening novel cover might portray, he is sweat stricken, in the glow of the forge, muscles tense as he hammers away. Needless to say, it's a scene.
You doing all right over there, Audie? Looking a little warm. You need a fan, or should I steal some of the bellows to blow on you?
It's just a Farges.
Mm-hmm.
What?
But I don't even... I can see the man's bulging muscles from here.
Quite handsome in me.
All right, well... He's working, or I'd just throw you at him. You'd probably get burned, though.
I would, and it would be very, very tragic.
Right, we'll go watch him work then.
But to be completely honest, he could also throw me over his shoulder and tote me around any day he'd like.
If we survive our mission, I'm telling him everything. You know that, right?
I mean, he could ask me himself if he's curious. But of course, you can tell him whatever you'd like. Assuming he doesn't already hear it from over there. And Audie kind of gives him that squint, you're probably listening, you bastard, aren't you?
He's currently wiping his hands on a smith's rag. Mm-hmm. He's stopped his work partway through your conversation.
I think he heard it all. Those damn ears.
He'll give you a wave at a distance.
Hi, Covert. How's the work?
Hot, muggy. Honestly, I love Saphinus, but I really hate this weather.
Well, I hate to be that sort of a bitch, but how's the axe?
Oh, I finished it.
Damn, you're quick.
My father's talents, my hands. It's kind of cheating, but it gets the job done.
Are you a master of this?
No, not quite. Maybe given another couple decades, and if I spent those decades smithing, yes. But I don't have the experience to apply all of my father's techniques.
All right, fair enough. Won't press you about it. Can I see it?
Oh yeah, yes, of course. Over here. Don't mind the onlookers. They're surprised that I can do something other than write with a quill.
And don't mind her jaw or the drool either.
They have a pile of rags over there if you need them, Melody.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, dear.
All right. Come over here. So when
Right.
you said you kind of gave me free liberty, and so I mostly just kind of asked around to hear about which, what you did in Greenwood, and so I applied some basic necessities to make it practical and useful, but I also made sure that it had a little bit of a, I don't know, little piece of Roz to include in it. So here. And I didn't have time to actually like do the art myself, so I stole a reference art.
Ooh. Rosa's gonna hold her hand out for that axe.
He will give it to you holding it in both hands. Just kind of set it down. And the head's a little heavier, but the purpose is you have a bit of flexibility with it. One, I mean, it'll make a hell of a firewood cutting axe if you need it, and you can split with the other side if necessary. But really, practically speaking, in combat, one side does what you expect, the other one will allow you to bludgeon armor into pieces if you need to.
Now that's a weapon. A very suiting replacement for mistakes I've made that have cost me other magical weapons. I shan't do the same with this one. This is going to be my baby.
I'll take care of it, and you find supplies enough, I can reinforce the enchantment on it.
Hold you to that. Russell. Drop it onto her shoulder, and I appreciate it very much. Hopefully I won't have to use it too much, right?
Well, war times. So, you're gonna use it, but hopefully not as much as we all think. Maybe it's
I think-
life is better spent chopping wood than chopping heads.
Well, here's hoping more one than the other, but we'll see how the war goes. Thank you very much for your hard work, and know that it's extremely appreciated.
Don't worry about it. I've been needing to do something other than sit at my desk. By the way, if you see the Bastion fellows before I do, let them know I have a lead on what attacked them. I have a report to bring them sometime soon.
I will do, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, Audie, is there anything that you want to say? You want to wipe your mouth before we go?
I'm fine. I can keep myself quite collected no matter how shameless I am. Thank you very much. Just because the only elf you have eyes for is Lilith doesn't mean I'm not allowed to look and appreciate fine
I'm leaving
art.
now.
Uh-huh. Oh, I don't think she likes the fact that I'm not as, what's the word, put out as she wants me to be. Sorry, you're stuck in the middle of this, though.
No, I really don't mind to kind of water off the duck's back, so to speak. Granted, the way that you're talking right now is a little off-putting from how you normally talk, though. I have to really just say that.
Sorry?
No, you're talking in a very deliberate manner, and it's specifically because of what's going on, and it just doesn't feel like you.
I have to think about that then.
Okay, then. Well, it was good seeing you, Melody.
Good night, then. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Yep, see you then.
Right, come on, you little bastard. Let's go.
And away you go. I didn't make the item for you yet, but the weapon, Sam, is a +1 great axe, and you have the ability to switch its damage type from slashing to bludgeoning.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. One of those things, you know, typical 5th edition assortment doesn't come up regularly unless you end up fighting skeletons. but I promise you'll have opportunities where that matters.
Hey, I appreciate a good poleaxe.
Okay, evening, ticking away. I mean, we know where Lilith is for the basically the rest of the evening, given 6 hours of potion making.
Yep.
Highlights for the remainder of the evening?
Sleep.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I think getting a good night's sleep for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So be it. Well, then you all get a bite to eat, turn in responsibly, and basically, yes.
I was gonna say, sorry, Audie would also send a message to Corporal Shadow Eye
Okay.
that they will be going without them, assuming that's what we kind of agreed on. That we don't actually need to take the soul cleric, we'll just take the advice.
I think we'll be all right. Probably.
We gotta stand on our own 2 feet eventually.
Yeah, because she did promise to send a runner, so.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, good to tie that off. In which case, as I was saying, you will retire for the evening. Given that you're choosing to go to bed at such a responsible hour, when do you all want to be up? Covert didn't give you an explicit time to see him. You just know it's in the morning, probably, aka probably before noon.
I think Roz is gonna sleep in till about 7-ish. Go to the Bastion. Prepare for breakfast.
Okay. Morning highlights for anybody else?
I think Audie would. Sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think Audie's just gonna be spending time with her family, with the kids. You know, trying to make breakfast interesting. Get her pack ready. She's not really sure what to expect for this mission, so she's just trying to calm her mind and really understand her magic. Maybe she'll go singing by the river or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's funny. That family got mentioned. I think Chrono is gonna do much of the same with hers. She's just gonna let him know, that there's a job. It's with Covert, or it's for Covert rather, and just to let them know, but that she should be expected to be back soon. So that's it. Nothing special.
Okay. And Lilith, you're just talking to a lot of ghosts in the morning.
So many ghosts.
Yeah.
It spends like an hour reorganizing her pack just in case, making sure she has everything she needs. And she'll go for an early breakfast at the Dusty Daisy since we get a free meal there every day. Might as well use it for breakfast. We might not be
who
back
knows
by
when you'll be
dinner.
back. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. In which case, we're going to say Covert's going to come find you all at around 8 a.m. Despite the dark, heavy clouds and the torrential downpour, it is still grossly hot and humid outside. Covert will come over to the refugee side of the camp, kind of dancing between the trenches in which the water gathers and runs out of the camp to find all the representatives of Greenwood. Eventually, he'll gather you all, and then escort you back to the center of the camp where his desk stands. So, I hope everyone slept well. Has everyone got everything you need? Ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Ready to go.
Okay. There are no complaints. I'm gonna take you into a couple of you have been there, the gray room for the briefing. So if you would be so kind as to step over here, and again he gestures with a hand to a space that is next to him, but there is nothing visible there. And as each of you pass through, you will do that moment where you step, you feel like you stumble over something that isn't there, and then suddenly you're in another space. A gray room, 15 by 15, with a simple table, wooden table, and chairs surrounding it. Okay, have a seat. I've prepared some tea for those of you that are interested. I don't know if anyone's in the mood, given how gross it is outside. But this is a chance for you to ask questions, while I provide some information. So, the temple in question that houses my cousin and the Chaos Cultists is on an archipelago that is north of Silgaris. It's on the eastern side of the coastline. It used to be home. Well, it's on one of the smaller islands, but the larger part of the archipelago used to be home to a very popular whiskey distillery. But they've been defunct for about 20 years, ever since the transition from the Imperium, the dragons taking over and burning out all the undead, which pushed some of them off of the island, and unfortunately we found out that some could in fact swim, and therefore displace the people there. But on the smaller island where the temple resides is largely uninhabited except for the cultists. The entrance to the temple is very loud and in the open. It's easy to find. It's all made of black obsidian stone, carved with a bunch of intricate details into it, in the middle of a very green, lush jungle. Because Chaos Cultists love pulling in more people if they can help it. We don't have details on the interior of the temple. Expect traps. Expect things to displace you and separate you. And expect cultists to not be overtly hostile in the way you'd expect cultists to be, like the hook cultists of Golek. The ones that would want to flay flesh from your skin, that would be kill on sight. Chaos cultists will engage you in other ways that might end up harming you, but not always. Some of them can be completely harmless. It really depends on whatever they fixated on that day. So, killing them all isn't necessarily the answer. I also won't blame you if that's the choice you make. My cousin, also an adjutant in training, goes by the name of Rivet. She's gnomish, has a thing for automatons, and I realize that might be a sensitive subject right now. However, she learned a very interesting mystery from her father, which is she can design sentience into automatons. So your point of contact on the island is going to be her personal project, which is in the shape of a large canine-like metallic creature called Kit. It can speak and understand you perfectly fine. Ultimately, enter into the temple, find Rivet, extract Rivet. Any questions?
Sounds simple enough to me.
I'm guessing since she works with constructs and stuff, she doesn't necessarily use standard weaponry that we might need to armor with.
Oh, she's a capable enough fighter. She is stronger when Kit is within a certain range of her. So if you can get them closer, you probably won't have to worry about her at all.
Sounds simple enough, like Ross said.
details, concerns, last minute things you need to go grab?
I'm good. I'm ready. Everybody else?
Actually, one more question.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned undead. Are those cultists affiliated with them? Are they the cause of them?
No and no. Unaffiliated and not the cause. The cause of them was tied to... It's kind of a fairly complex situation. Essentially, there was a curse that inhabited a section underneath the continent for a long time. And the curse has since been destroyed. A lot of the undead perished because of that, but then some of the older ones didn't because they've sort of evolved as time has allowed them to, and so they were able to survive and escape. So, unrelated.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. That is to say, don't completely write them off. If one stumbles into the temple, the cultists will love it, because they're crazy. So, this might sound counterintuitive, but if you get inside and there's a door to close behind you, probably do that. But then again,
Right.
Chaos cultists, do whatever feels right in the moment. Melody, Lilith, inquiries?
No, I think we're just gonna have to play it by ear, to be completely honest.
Yep. Not really much you can plan when you're dealing with chaos.
All right. I take it you're all now ready to go?
That we are.
Okay. Then I'll allow you to introduce, let me introduce you to my aunt, who should be here any moment. She usually has really good timing for things like, and halfway through the sentence, a portal of shimmering blue and red energy kind of alternating around the edges tears open like the sound of ripping paper. And out strides a blue-skinned tiefling Porbana woman. Ooh. White hair, tons of gold jewelry, wearing a crimson cloak of the adjutants, and a NPC I have artwork for.
Oh no, they're cute.
Hello, everybody. You can call me Strider, although friends call me Periel, but I don't know you all yet, but I can see where you're going by which one you choose. Hello, nephew. She goes over and hugs Covert and kisses him on the cheek. Are these the ones? Yes. This is the group that's volunteered to go get Rivet. Very good. Well, if you are all ready, we can depart right away.
Ready. Pleasure to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you. I'm ready as well.
All right. Think we're all ready? Let's do this.
Okay then. Step through the portal and I'll follow you through.
In we go.
Yep.
Into the unknown. Yeah. One by one you step through. Interestingly enough, out of all your experiences being transported over vast distances, this one doesn't have that same sort of motion sickness effect, in that you step through the portal, and in that one stride, there is a moment where you see that around you is a landscape filled with fire and ash, erupting volcanoes, a sky with 3 moons, and you finish the step and you land on the other side, which is another island in a somewhat tropical climate.
But that was different.
I don't feel sick at all.
Surprisingly pleasant.
Well, it's my own special brand of magic. It's how I get myself around mostly, and not one many people can grasp. Given that the in-between places that you might have seen, for instance, will typically kill a lot of other people trying to control them. That's how I get my name, you know, Strider. Anyway, this is the island you are supposed to be looking for. You're on it. Good luck finding the temple and finding Rivet. Which one of you is the most responsible?
Points at Corona.
Audie points to Corona. Yeah.
What's it, Corona?
Corona steps forward. Probably all happens at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, then do me a favor and hold on to this. And when you are ready to leave, just speak to it and I will hear you. And she gives you a small gold earring with a red stone embedded in it.
Okay. Yeah, she'll take it. All right. Understood.
I hope your mission is successful. I do miss my niece dearly. She's a bit of a weird one, though, by the way, just so you know.
We'll get her. Don't you worry.
Great. All right. I'll see you all later. And just like that, you hear another sound of like ripping cloth. Open, and a portal will open up behind her, and she'll step backwards through it, and it'll snap shut.
All right. Just gotta go into the temple.
Yeah. Why doesn't everybody make me a perception check?
Okay.
7. The standard.
9.
I'm currently picking spells, but I think my modifier is a 3.
That's correct.
So it's 19.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, Corona, Audie, you're both there. Like I said, you're on an island. It's very similar to the area of Saphinus you all are in. It's extremely green, very lush, tall, like high, dense undergrowth. Trees hanging with loads of fruit that looks like it clearly hasn't really been touched in quite a while. And there's a moment, just kind of how earlier, where everybody pointed to Corona to answer that question. Corona and Audie, you both notice a sign pointing in a direction with the words "To the Chaos Temple" written on it, and they are both pointing in different directions.
Well, that's entirely not helpful.
They might be extremely helpful. Just follow them.
Well, no, we were told it's tempest to the east, right? And
Which way's east?
Audie will kind of look up at the sun. Not like at the sun, but, you know, trying to orient herself on the island. Going, the sun's there, it's this time of day. I don't know if she has any ability with it, but...
You can make a nature check, or if you have them, and I think you do, a navigator's tools check.
I'm gonna find out. I think I do.
I know you have proficiency
That's
in them. I don't know if you have the tools.
Oh. No, we gave me Tinkerer's tools. Why don't I have Navigator's tools on there? That's specifically what her family does.
Did. Yeah, well, it's what your father, it's what your father did. What your family does is merchantry.
That's true. But I don't technically have them, and I definitely don't have a set on me.
Okay. Okay, so for the future, you have the proficiency. Because I know we talked about it.
Yeah, but I just don't have any thought.
Yeah.
Because I have my dad's set of tinkering tools back at camp. I would not have brought them with me. Okay. But those are not navigating tools. I see you said nature or survival?
Nature.
For what it's worth, I think you know Lilith well enough to know that she does carry a set of navigator's tools on her.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I guess in all the mumble, she'd be like, do you think I have a compass? Or a sextant? Or anything else that I could, I don't know, figure out what I'm doing?
Pulls a small pack out of her larger pack and hands you the navigator's tools.
Marvelous.
She'll aid you.
Excellent. So that's advantage. Right?
Yeah.
What's the bonus? Tool proficiencies is...
It varies on what you're doing, but this is an intelligence one for you for sure.
Okay.
A +5.
That's 14, so I rolled a 16 plus intelligence is 19.
Okay.
Oh, plus proficiency, I guess.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 16.
Okay, 21.
20.
Yeah, you can orient yourself with the navigator's tools and a little cross-referencing from Lilith. And figure out east is that way. You know, that direction over there. And to which when you reorient yourself and you look in the easternly direction, there's another sign, an arrow sign in that direction saying the Chaos Temple this way. The third one you all have seen so far.
Right, well, don't overthink it. The one piece of advice that we've received from anyone we talk to is don't overthink it. So, east.
We going east.
All right then, east.
Okay, you go east. Do you have a rough marching order?
Corona doesn't mind leading, unless someone else would like to.
No. We were told there may or may not be traps here.
Mhm.
Roz would go ahead, but she'd also just blunder into traps. Let's put Roz at the very back.
I was going to say, do I need to be anywhere near the front to help navigate?
I mean,
or is east just east and we can maintain
east is just east as far as you're concerned.
If we know there might be traps, I think Lilith will take point then.
Okay.
Audie will give the navigating tools back, by the way.
She'll tuck them away.
Okay. So Lilith, you're leading the way.
Yep.
You want to make me a survival check? Kind of navigate your way through this dense jungle.
It's a +2 for a 16 total.
Okay. Yeah, you're pushing your way through. It's hot and muggy, much in the way Saphinus in the camp was. It's not storming here for what it's worth. Bright and sunny, but still humid because you're on the middle of a small island. You managed to lead the party through a somewhat safe passageway. Do me a favor, Lilith. Roll me a percentile die.
Oh boy. That is a 65.
Rolling. You find as you're pushing your way through the jungle clearing that the jungle suddenly falls away in a very abrupt fashion too. In that you're pushing through all this dense underbrush. It would have been better if you brought like a machete to cut your way through. And then as you push through one set of like bushes and palm fronds, and you're on the other side, suddenly no jungle, big open field. There's a sign in the middle of the field. It has an arrow pointing to the north. It says Chaos Temple this way.
I think Lilith kind of stops for a second. Leads her head out of the jungle right and left, seeing that I assume it's like an oddly straight cut of just, there's no jungle anymore.
Yeah, very. Like, it's not even like, it's like perfectly straight.
Wow. I think we can safely say we're in the Chaos Zone. Unless they very carefully cultivated this.
Cultivated.
That wasn't even on purpose. I'm still proud of myself.
That was actually really funny.
We'll follow the sign's advice.
Okay.
Why are
Do
you
you
north?
do you cut to the sign and then follow the sign, or do you begin heading north from where you're standing?
I shall go out to the open. I mean, assuming the party doesn't voice any complaints.
Why are we going
No.
north?
That's the way the sign's pointing.
But our signs also pointed west, north, south, and every other just which direction. Can't
You're
trust the
overthinking
signs.
it.
I'm not overthinking it. I'm underthinking it. Signs. Why would we follow a sign in a place of chaos? That seems absolutely ludicrous.
Mm.
I don't know. It feels like we're overthinking it if we're using a compass and everything to go in a direction, though.
All right. You're taking point. We follow you.
Besides, we are heading east. That sign's going north, which means it's turning us left, and left is always the correct answer.
Okay. And your official answer was cut out to the sign and then head north?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all stride out into this bare, open field. The grass is short. It doesn't come up to your ankles at all. It's extremely soft. Get to the sign. Sign points you north. And you turn and begin heading in that direction. When you get to the edge of the field, it's another thick, dense jungle, so I'll take another survival check.
Not as good this time. A 9.
Okay. It's harder going, slower going, as you press back into the jungle. You're not sure if the section of the jungle is being affected by something or not. Everything is very uncertain here. But you push into it. People get snagged on things, trip on roots. It's not fun. None of you are, dramatically hurt. Maybe bruised here or there, but just slowing your pace a bit. It takes you a little bit longer. Somebody else other than Quinn, roll a percentile die.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
43.
40. You press on now a little bit longer than last time. You were told that the size of this island is relatively small, so you can only wander for so far. You push through the jungle, seemingly denser this time, more difficult to traverse. And eventually, you press your way through and step into not quite a clearing, but an area that has at least a small ring of space around what looks like a dilapidated old stone tower. Like something looks like it sundered it from the top, and then it crumbled halfway into itself.
It's just the tower.
Just the tower.
Well, I don't think that's the temple, but maybe it means we're getting close.
It is like gray slate stone, for what it's worth. Distinctly different from what Covert told you.
Do we want to bother checking it out or just keep moving?
I think the more variables that we introduce ourselves, the worse this gets for us.
No? Does anybody see another sign?
perception check.
18.
Pretty good.
Not as good.
Yeah, Audie's isn't as good.
16.
Okay. For those of you that rolled 10 and up, you spot a sign. Distinctly, 3 different ones. One that is just beyond the tower, pointing in a northwesterly direction. One that is to the right of the tower, pointing in an easterly direction. And one that is actually in the tower proper, amongst the rubble, but you can't distinguish what direction it's pointing in because it's a little elevated and not quite within total sight.
Right, Lilith, there's 3 signs. Which one?
Well, if I was a chaos cultist and I was setting up signs trying to lead to fellow chaos cultists, I'd make it whichever one was chosen at random.
Clearly, it's the one inside the dilapidated tower. We're just going to fall into a pit and end up in the abyss in a portal in some other realm or something.
You're overthinking it again.
No, I'm not. I'm being extra patriotic. It's the least reasonable answer. Of course, why I gave it.
Alright, well, pick a sign and let's go. Right, well, if no one's going to pick, I will. Let's go east, then. That's what we were told in the first place, right?
East it is.
Alright, east.
Okay. You head east. Again, whoever's leading, assuming still Lilith, make a survival check.
Uh, 11 this time.
Okay. Perfectly middling. Your speed is about what you'd expect in this kind of dense of a jungle. It's not as bad as it was when you originally approached the tower, but not as fast as it was when you originally entered. As you travel for about another 10 minutes or so, Kay or Zhao roll a percentile die.
You want to do a K or should I?
Sure, I'll take this one.
Everyone's gonna get one. Don't worry.
32.
32. So you press onward until eventually you reach a spot where you begin to see the dense greenery lessen. And the types of trees change from the curving, somewhat intricate palm trees and willows into a series of white-barked skeletal trees with no leaves on them. But the trees, while unusual for the environment, is not what catches your attention the most, which is hanging from them in a various assortment appears to be several animal skeletons that have been rearranged and tied together and hung with a bunch of different charms and sigils painted on and carved into the bones. The area gives you a substantial feeling of discomfort. That being said, there is a sign that Corona can see on the far side, but in order to see what direction it points in, you'd have to get closer.
She'll point it out and say, "Alright, rest of you watch my back. I see a sign over there. I'm just gonna take a closer look."
We should all
Alright.
probably move forward together, right?
Yeah, probably not getting separated.
Corona's not gonna object to it if that's what they want to do. I'm just
Okay.
thinking of not all of us getting stuck in a trap, but you're right.
You all pressed on towards the sign?
I suppose so.
Yeah, what could go wrong? Okay. Well, whoever didn't roll the percentile die there, my brain was okay. Zhao, roll a percentile die.
Me. Yes. 5.
5. As you all enter into the clearing, it is eerie and silent, and that oppressive discomfort grows. Like you feel like something is watching you. It kind of raises the hairs on the back of your arms and neck, and it makes you want to move a little bit quicker. And after a point, you can't help but focus on the silence of an island where you've come to realize you've not really seen anything alive here. The plant life is thriving, and you've noticed a ton of fruit that has remained untouched, but no signs of animal life. And you kind of look around and see all the skeletons, and they begin swaying in a wind that is not present. And you begin to hear the bones jingle as the effigies clank together. And then from one to the next, you begin to hear as they connect these loud sounds like metal crashing against metal. And then it suddenly gathers all to a fever pitch and explodes around you. I need all of you to make Constitution saves.
On save.
You're all pretty good at these.
Yeah,
Thanks for jinxing me, Dyer.
I'm spending a hero point to re-roll mine. That's better. 20, not natural.
19. And both inspiration points.
Oof.
I couldn't roll above
no.
a 5.
Ouch.
Anybody below a 13?
Natural one.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Okay. Lilith, you're going to take 20 points of thunder damage. The rest of you will take 10. As this cacophonous wave of thunderous energy just cracks out all around you. And in a weird moment, as all of you withstand the blow, ears ringing, you watch as the trees splinter and shatter away like a great torrential wind just tore through the area, taking the effigies with it. And it leaves only you, the broken stumps, and the sign that you've gotten nearer to, pointing to the east.
Everyone all right?
Ears ringing, feel fine.
I think the worst is over. How's everyone doing? Do we need to take a break?
I might only be safe when we get home, but that really hurts.
I think Lilith looks like she got knocked pretty hard from that.
All right, I think Lilith's really hurt, actually. Can we give her a little bit?
Yeah. For better or worse, we haven't run into anything yet besides this, so let's take a breather.
All right.
So, you all right? You need anywhere in particular hurt?
Ears. But I'll be fine, I think.
Alright, you need something, you holler at us, alright? Not losing anyone this mission.
Is this a call for a short rest?
Unless Lilith is trying to push us through it.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's down to take a short rest.
Okay, cool.
Then Audie is going to be singing her song of rest as we do so.
Always a good choice.
finding a tune on the breeze and kind of going with it.
I'll be using this before our rest is over.
Always a
Roz
good
is also
idea as
gonna second
fighters.
wind
Mhm.
and heals the exact same amount.
Yes. Take your D6 of song rest from Melody. Well, when you guys do that, this is exactly our time for a break. We're gonna
Perfect.
take a 2-minute break. We'll be right back. And we're gonna see what other shenanigans can pop up then. Till such a time, we'll be right back. We've begun. Since the break ran a little long, we're gonna catch up and recoup that time. So, here you are in the clearing, taking a bit of a short rest around this sign, pointing you towards the east. I believe I said east.
Yes, you did.
Yes, with noticeably over that hour, the dreary atmosphere of this clearing kind of evaporated with the humidity. Color returned to the grass. The stumps have turned brown and are already beginning to grow little branches and green leaves on them, like they're rapidly regrowing to fill out the jungle that is no longer here.
I think we keep pressing on once we're rested.
Yep.
Yeah, just keep following the signs, right?
Following the sign, yeah.
I turn the sign before we leave the clearing. It's going to point south now.
Great question. Good point. Was anybody watching the sign as he took a short rest?
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
trust it.
I can't tell sarcasm.
No.
I mean, Audie
it's not
probably would have
sarcasm.
been because she's also convinced that the signs are up to something. It doesn't make sense to have 4 signs always pointing different directions saying the same thing.
Not wrong. Well, the sign hasn't changed directions.
Great. Then before we leave, I'm pointing it south.
Are you?
If it lets me. Unless it, I don't know, sends me flying back 10 feet and prone.
Oh, you're going to point the sign south?
Oh, yes, I am moving the sign so it now points south before we leave.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you rotate the sign south.
Going full Project Winter on this.
I see. To what end? I don't know, but there you go. Okay. Are you pressing eastward?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't see a reason to go south.
That's fair. Okay, back into the jungle then. Well, you know the drill.
Boy, oh boy, is anyone with a help me by chance?
I wish I could, but
Roz has survival.
Survival? Yeah, I don't think I have that.
Nope.
Roz
yeah.
will help.
Yay. All right, well, it helps a lot because that's a dirty 20.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you press back into the jungle. Reinvigorated from your rest. It is a little less grueling than it is. Let's see. I had somebody roll on a percentile die that wasn't for the event where you guys basically changed scenery. Do we know who it was?
Zhao.
Zhao?
yeah, that was me for
yeah.
the sign, I think, right? The trap. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. So Zhao, roll another percentile die for
You got it.
Come on, Foundry. Don't do that to us again.
me.
Okay.
Guess really
49.
like sticking in that middle area. Huh? 49. I've only had to scroll between like 2 pages.
The real chaos is the temple is only found at 100.
Oh no.
We'll be here for a while.
It would be a 1.
We spend the next 10
It's true.
sessions here.
Okay. You are pressing through the jungle. Just like before with the previous clearing, it begins to thin, and slowly the tree growth changes. This time, trees kind of similar to what you're used to back in the more mountainous terrain of Greenwood. Except there's no green attached to them, but they are still quite healthy, and you see that they are speckled with these large mushrooms that are black with white, red, and blue spots.
Have we seen these kinds of mushrooms before?
Nature check for anyone that would like to
Do
try.
have that.
Sure.
14.
8.
Bad. 7.
Don't love that answer.
9.
All of you, these are very unusual looking. I've never heard or seen of a mushroom with this description before.
All right, well, don't touch them then. Damn sure don't eat them.
Red with black spots?
Mushrooms are black with white, red, and blue spots. So, black canvas, so to speak, speckled in white, red, and blue, like the American flag.
You've got to eat one, and it'll give you great firearm proficiency.
Please do not eat the strange mushroom.
I don't think if you gave me the mushroom again, I'd like to respond.
Above the table, there's precedence for this working out well for the party.
I mean, we're on a chaos island. If it's gonna work out well for us anywhere, it might be here. But no, Corona's not gonna even touch him.
Fair enough.
Eat me to get bigger. Drink me to get smaller. I don't understand what this means, guys.
Okay.
Will is very tempted to try one, but she goes against her better judgment. Or goes with the better judgment, that judgment being Corona's.
That being said, in the back of your head, quieted because of your change of focus for today, you do hear Bellathor suggesting you at least collect 1 or 2 as a sample to take with you. You might never see this type of mushroom again.
That's true. It's definitely worth at least studying them. Sure, if he'll try to carefully remove one.
Herbalist kit check. I'm uncertain because is that what it's herbalist? Is it an herbalist kit or herbalist tools? I never remember.
It's an
Probably
herbalism kit.
Herbalism
Oh,
kit.
there you go.
I'm not presently trained with it, so which ability am I using?
Intelligence or dexterity?
Same modifier.
Well then, show off.
Pretty good too. 21 total.
It's pretty good. Roll me a d6.
5.
Okay. So you can either harvest 1, or if the party will allow you 10 minutes time, you can harvest 5.
Looks at the party as she's moving towards harvesting them.
I imagine it depends on how insistent Lilith is.
Can you do it without hurting yourself?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right then.
Go for it. We'll keep watch.
She'll spend the 10 minutes.
Okay. Just put them down as chaos mushrooms. Just so we know where they came from.
Two more, then I can use chaos.
I'm so glad I swallowed most of my drink first. Yeah. After Lilith has had a chance to do that, Corona, during that time, you do spot a sign, a little ways further through this grove of mushrooms. That once you kind of have sort of observed peripherally for a while, you can tell is pointing you to the north.
Another sign over there. Look, pointing north.
All right. Are we going to continue following the signs?
Don't see why we should change things now.
Perfect. Love keeping it simple.
Okay. You continue following the signs. This time, you press on further. The jungle returns to its normal type and density. However, your trip is brought about shortly to an end. As you reach into another clearing. This time, though, notably, the air is a bit salty as you arrive on the edge of a cliff face. And following along the edge of the cliff, you see that there is a large black stone edifice that is an enormous doorway with steps that seem to descend down into the island.
That seems like the incredibly foreboding place we're supposed to go, doesn't it?
Sure does.
All right, well. Who wants to go first?
Corona, you hear something off to the left. So if you guys approached from the south, you hear something coming from the west, somewhere along the jungle line.
Her eyes just kind of like snap towards there to see what it is.
Something appears to be attempting to hide itself. It appears metallic and about the size of the Saber Wolf Alpha that you all avoided fighting. So, roughly the size of a horse.
I think instinctively Corona would, like get a hold of the gun, just for protection's sake. But as she like gleams over the details, she'll she'll realize what it is. Maybe I'm not sure what everyone else is doing, but she does not hide her worry or her immediate reaction.
What is it?
What you hearing?
Something in the bushes. Wait,
See it?
hold on. You kit.
Are you friends?
Oh, yes. Yes, we are. We're trying to help Rivet.
You'll see a pair of bright blue glowing eyes kind of pop up in a bush. They'll blink at you for a moment. And after that heartbeat, you'll see as a lot of the brush and growth begins to shift, and a large metallic creature, somewhere between a feline and a canine, emerges, kind of fox-like, maybe somewhere in between. Let's do that. And do that.
Aww.
Nice to meet you, Kit.
Greetings. It is nice to meet you all. You are here to save Rivet.
That's the plan.
Very good. I have been too afraid to go in by myself.
Wait, well, do you want to come in with us?
They stop. They blink at you a few times, which you notice is the crystalline eyes actually shutting off and on again versus actual lids. I think I can trust you. I will go with Friends of Rivet.
Right. Perfect. Do you know anything about what's down there before we go?
It stops, blinks a few times. No.
All right, well, that was succinct. So, same question as before. Who's first?
I mean, if everything's as unpredictable as we think, we might just be able to walk in and walk right back out.
That's as likely as anything else.
If we can get all just go in group then.
All right, well, I'll just walk right down then, and you can stay right behind me.
Chrono just takes a big breath and says nothing.
Let's go
Sure.
on into the unknown then.
What's the marching order?
Unless anyone goes ahead of her, Roz is up front.
We'll take the rear now.
Okay. And then Chrono will be second.
Puts me a third.
Okay. Kit is size large and will slot into the formation wherever you want Kit to go. Kit will also offer to allow someone to ride them if they are interested.
Anybody?
I would love to ride one, but nobody else.
Kit, how do you fight without anyone else, or we need to protect you, that kind of stuff?
I can bite things. I am also capable of defending others. I am just afraid of fighting.
Maybe have a potty ride on them then? It can keep her out of danger?
You are
Yeah.
similar size as to my creator.
Yeah, I'm human.
You are the same species as my creator.
Agent, what do I do?
Kit will lower themselves to the ground, and you'll watch the series of small, intricate plating along their midsection shift until it creates more or less kind of like a saddle configuration. A place for your legs to rest comfortably, even a horn for you to hang on to if necessary, and a metallic belt for you to secure to either around your waist or onto your person somewhere, such as someone if they were wearing armor. Okay, well, that puts Kit and Melody in the center of the formation. And down you go. I can finally move you all.
map.
Oh boy, it's purple in here.
Uh,
Yep.
Can everybody see the map?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna do.
Sorry, yes, I can.
I'm just gonna shift everybody around real quick. Back. I say scoot you back. I think it's a little clunky. We assume you all just sort of arrive single file as is appropriate to your configuration. Okay. You descend down the obsidian steps into darkness. The stonework is beautiful and intricate. The stairs are smooth and unworn. And you travel and descend down into darkness for a few minutes, quite deep, until eventually, Roz, you see the first flickers of purple light at the bottom until eventually you come to a landing. And you step out into an enormous circular room where you can see before you 4 statues, hooded figures, all standing in a pose of some form. And in the center, a large spinning contraption made of metal and magic and gold as it spins in place, and in the middle, a multi-faceted object seemingly spinning forever and ever.
All right. That's incredibly disconcerting. All right, let's not linger here too long. Find Rivet and get out, right?
That's the plan. You wouldn't happen to have any way of knowing where she might be, would you, Kit?
I have a rough directional sense as to where my creator is.
No, well, perfect.
If we head this way, I've pinged the map in the northerly direction. That is the direction in which Rivet resides.
All right. Here's hoping it's that simple.
You march around, you see the corners of the temple are dark in certain segments. There are several hallways that shoot offward from the edge of the central chamber.
I think I need you to drag me forward a little bit so I can select my token.
And I can't move Kit, so I'm just going to assume Kit's with me.
Yeah, we assume that.
Oh, never mind. I was just on the wrong tool. I'm stupid.
That happens. I do it all the time. Including being stupid. You see immediately 2 hallways you pass by on the left and right side that seem to end into darkness. Then as you get closer to one side, you see off to your right a series of braziers with colored fire and rugs to match their colors. And likewise, at a glance, you can see there seems to be some sort of well with large candles dotting around it, glowing, and you can hear the sounds of constantly running water. It will continue to further direct you in this direction.
Sad darkness up there.
Darkness indeed. None of the light from the central room seems to reach.
All right, then I think Roz is gonna get a torch out. Strike it up with her thaumaturgy cantrip.
Oh, fancy.
Cast light.
Oh.
Actually, I would probably ask Kit if are you okay? Do you have any part of you that can I cast light on you? Can I make you shine?
My body
You know what?
readily accepts magical enchantments.
Alright, well then, let's try this. And Audie pictures Kit to be like glowing like a sun machine or something.
Hmm. I don't know if I can actually get the spell to take onto the token, which is a me problem. I can give Roz a torch. I can give Roz a torch.
Thank you.
And I think I can give Kit the full light spell. Oh, I did. Okay, there you go. Your own contextual light. Roz, at the end of the hallway, after you strike up your torch with your thaumaturgy cantrip, you see that there is an immense, heavy metal door with multiple bars struck across it. A flat representation of that spinning, multifaceted object in the center of the room etched into it.
Are there 4 bars by chance?
There might be. There are, yeah.
Corresponding to the number of pathways that aren't directly north?
Possibly. Yes.
All right. I think we're gonna need to go down the other directions. Betting this is impassable currently.
Did you try and lift them at all? We tried. I mean, they might be just fake bars.
I mean, Roz will try.
When you get close enough to actually observe them up front, they aren't bars that are set in place on this side. They appear to slide in and out of the wall.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could continue to try to lift, but you might find yourself struggling.
So I imagine Roz trying to physically move one with a hand. No success.
Yeah. Doesn't even shift.
All right. I think we need to pick another direction and try something.
All right.
This is where things are going to start to get aggravating. I can already tell.
Well, there's a well over there, and a rainbow of colors that way, and 2 hallways.
All right. Well,
Well, it
yes.
is.
Oh, that makes sense. Going right. Named after the people who are correct.
It's left from the entrance.
Are we all going together? All right then.
Probably best to not split up. Despite the fact that the last time we didn't split up, that was a bad idea.
Audie promptly was marching towards the colorful room, and then she's like, "Oh, okay, never mind."
All right, we'll go to the colorful room next.
When you enter into this space, you can either make me a perception or an investigation check. Just everybody throw one.
Investigation.
5.
Yeah, let's see what mine is here. Let's do some
21.
investigation. 21. No. Yeah, 21.
Okay.
Twinsies.
You rolled above a 15. You immediately recognize some details. One, you stepped over a grate to enter into the space. There are 2 grates set into the floor. There are stone benches and what appears to be 3 open-facing wardrobes that have bath towels in them. When all these things sort of come together and you look back at this central water-filled edifice, it's when you, those of you that roll above 15, notice collectively almost all at once the sign that says, "Get in, the water's warm."
It's not true.
All right. Anybody object to me just getting in then?
Don't ever change it.
I want to pass the torch.
Here you go.
me wishing there was a better way to do this.
If it's like a... Oh, never mind. Yeah.
You think I should take my armor off first?
Hmm. Screw it. I'm gonna say no.
All right. Rosal, climb in.
Make me a Constitution save.
You got it. 18 plus 6 is 24.
Okay. You raise the leg over to take the initial step in, and as your boot begins to submerge, it turns to freezing cold, and it seems to harden underneath you, and it shoves you back out.
Right? I think I did that wrong.
You take 3 cold damage.
Well, I mean, do you usually bathe in your clothes?
Nope. It also takes me by far the longest to get in and out of this armor.
Looks at other members of party.
Audie gives
Volunteering, Lilith. The one wearing the lightest armor.
Lilith was decidedly looking the other way, whistling a little bit.
Lilith, you're the only one not wearing metal armor that's easy to get out of.
Damn it. Okay. She will begin taking off her armor.
Okay.
I think while that's going on, Krona's gonna be like looking around the room.
Okay. What are you looking for?
Secret passageways, peepholes, that sort of thing.
Sure. Wait, hilarious. Investigation check.
Okay.
Funny you say that. I realize a section of my wall is not a.
I was about to point
not,
out, yeah.
Not connected. That's an oopsie on my part. Again.
There's a point over here too.
Great
That's honestly kind of crazy looking because of the way it.
Yeah, the wall broke in a couple of spots because I was doing it in a rush. Again.
No, that's fair.
Kind of adds to the flavor, honestly.
Very funny and right to suspect. Honestly, I wish I had thought of it. However, if there were peepholes, hypothetically, a 10 is not sufficient to identify them.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
So you begin pacing around looking. In the time Lilith is doffing her armor, anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, what's in one of these cabinets?
You walk up to them. Like I said, they're open-faced. They have a couple of shelves in them. Very fluffy, bright purple towels, dried, laundered. A series of lavender-scented oils and bath salts. And on the lowest shelf, a set of similarly colored robes.
All right, well, pull out a towel, set of robes, and some lavender oils. Put some oil in the bath.
My main just fixing the wall. Okay.
All right, Lilith. Got you a towel and some robes. Be brave, it's all right.
I suppose we should be thankful that Titan isn't here.
Well, if Titan were here, you could just crawl into the freezing cold water.
She will neatly place away her things on one of the benches and step towards the water.
Okay. It is lightly steamy. It now smells of lavender.
We'll dip a toe in.
Warm. Lovely.
Climb into the water.
Okay. You instantly feel your muscles relax. The aches in which you suffered on the way here have relieved themselves. You're restored to full HP.
You look like you're feeling nice in there, actually.
It is pretty nice. Still kind of embarrassing to be taking a bath in front of 3 of my friends.
I promise I am looking as respectfully as possible.
We both know that's a lie.
I said as possible.
Did you never use the bathhouse, the public's area? Back in Greenwood?
I always use the private part. Anyway, 1 second. Lilith is going to submerge her head and look around in the water, see if there's anything hidden in here.
Oh, okay. Make an investigation check.
Use inspiration. Dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you reach around inside and you find kind of eventually after dipping your arm in and kind of swirling around, you feel kind of in that way that when you're submerged, something glass clinking against something hard, you kind of feel that reverberation in the water and you realize, oh, you did bump into something, and you kind of quickly fish after it and you pick it up and you feel roughly before you pull it up out of the water, but it feels like a potion vial in your hand. And when you pull it up, you can confirm it is in fact a potion vial.
She'll set it outside the water. Kind of look to the others. Did anything change while I was taking a bath, or is this just for making me feel better about the thing that almost deafened me?
That's what Corona was stepping over to see. Just to also give Lilith some form of privacy.
Nothing seems to have changed.
Nope. Nothing else down there?
I just found this potion.
What was in it?
She'll hold it up. Does it look like there's anything in it, or is it just a vial?
No. There appears to be it looks like clear liquid, like water contained in a vial.
Like the bath water?
Could be.
Oh, no, not the elf girl bath one.
No, don't say that.
Oh, and see, this is where I always have problems between the player and the character, because I love puzzles. Let's have a look at it. I might have an idea for that, and maybe not that one, but if anybody else has an empty vial, I would like to try something.
I think I might have a couple on me. They'd be in my bags over
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say Audie would go over to the bag and like point at the pockets, like just one.
With the alchemy kit.
Assuming Audie knows what that looks like, she will rummage for a glass vial.
You can rummage for a glass vial.
Yeah, and would hand it to Lilith because she's like, I don't know if it's gonna reject me if I can't touch the water, how that's gonna work. So
Lilith will fill the vial up with the water,
Sure.
hand it back.
and
Mm-hmm.
Audie would go around. She's kind of looking at these figures as she circles around.
Yep.
And would pour it into this little pot here. Unless they're like 10 feet tall and she can't reach.
They're not gigantic, but they are just taller than Audie.
What if she was standing on Kit?
That would work.
Okay.
So
then
Kit,
she would be
yes.
like
Kit will be a brace for you.
After giving the vial, Lilith is going to climb out and start drying off.
Don't be embarrassed, darling. You look great. Meow, meow, meow.
Yeah, and Audie, you put it in.
Mhm.
You fill the bowl with the bathwater,
Mhm.
and you watch as the eyes of the statue begins to glow.
Marvelous. And yeah, she dropped back down to riding Kit and probably take a look at each statue just to kind of get a feel for what they are. And circle around clockwise, you know, to get back over here. I can't do math. There we go. But you know, to kind of take a leisurely look at them all while Lilith's getting dry. I put a bunch of water in the bowl over there, and it seems to it makes it all glowy. It liked it.
Oh. Well, hopefully that means that's progress.
Probably means we have to give the statues each something, with hints based on what they look like.
One looks to be holding a lantern, and one has its hands together, and the other has its hands apart. I don't know what it means, though.
But you want to bet the one with the lantern needs something from that room full of braziers. Fire to light the brazier.
This is awfully logical for a temple of chaos.
Well, the one with the bowl is holding water.
But who knows? Maybe we bring them all to life and then they murder us all and we never open the gate. Or
That
it's
is also
key.
possible. Right, well, do you want to go into the colorful brazier room anyway?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Audie is very eager to go. It's the, oh, I forgot you could tempt me with things I want.
Lilith will follow when she's gotten her armor and everything back on.
Yeah, Corona's gonna wait for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we might actually want to help Lilith dry her hair because it's gonna be very wet.
She ends up putting it in a bun because
Smart.
Can prestidigitation dry things?
Think so.
No, it's cleaning and soil.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it does have a big list
can
of other
heat.
things.
Yeah.
Let's go read that long list again.
Chill,
Okay,
warm,
cleaner
flavor.
soil, chill, warm.
Not exactly. But if creativity would allow, Audie would try and
Yeah, I mean,
wick a little bit.
I think you can water wick someone dry with prestidigitation. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So as Lilith's like getting her armor on, Audie's gonna be behind her, like pulling the water from her hair.
blow dryer sound.
Yeah.
Oh, that's convenient. I'm going to be coming to you after I have a bath every day.
Oh, you heard that? Well, she's gonna come to me after her baths every day.
I cannot comment on that because what I would say is highly inappropriate.
Okay. When you enter into this room, see that there are several braziers, 7 to be exact, all of uniquely distinct colors. They all glow with a firelight that matches said colors. There are carpets leading up to each of them. That is what's in the room.
There's no way it's as simple as just taking the purple one, and because the braziers out there are purple, right?
Well, why wouldn't it be? Good as any other one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll give it a try. Since Corona's got the torch, I'm not sure if I'm aligned to the map. Yeah, I am. Okay. She'll try that. I think as she's like making her way towards the fire, as long as she's not stopped by any of her comrades, she'll keep an eye out on the other like lanes and the other braziers to see if they're like reacting in some way as she's getting closer.
Sure.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. You're watching, you're getting closer. Nothing seems to be changing.
Okay. She'll lower the torch.
You lower the torch into the fire and retract it. The torch does not catch.
Does she feel heat?
She does not.
Oh. What the hell?
As a matter of fact, to this brazier, it is weirdly cool.
She's going to touch the embers, or not the embers, but the the base of the brazier, just like very quickly, and see if that feeling persists, because this is very strange.
It stays cool.
Okay. This stuff's not hot at all. And she's gonna like, just with her free hand, she'll start fishing around inside there.
Make me a Constitution save. I swear other saves are going to come up.
Okay.
They won't always be Constitution.
Nice.
Huge number. You stick your hand in to kind of fish around, and it feels like you get bit by something almost immediately, and you take 1 point in necrotic damage.
Ooh.
And you can see there's kind of like a faint wisp of dark magic that kind of just dissipates on the edge of your fingertip. Kind of like getting a splinter.
Okay.
Annoying, but not ultimately harmful.
No, yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Lilith, make an Arcana check with me, for me.
I was just about to ask that.
Lilith has a voice in her head.
19.
Lilith, dear, I do think these might have something to do with the schools of magic.
Gonna furrow her brow and say, Callista's telling me they might have something to do with the schools of magic?
Karna's gonna, like, take her hand out of the embers and, like, just shake them off. Look at her fingertips. And she'll say, so if that's the case, then I ain't got anything to help with that. How does she figure?
How do you figure, Callista?
The simple explanation is that when one can see the visible signs of magic, they all have a unique color, denoted to them by the creation of the world. These are the representative colors for the schools of magic. If I might be so bold as to make an assumption, I think if you introduce a piece of each magic into each of the braziers, it will probably give you a result.
You said school of magic. I mean, like red's fire, blue is ice, and Titan's blue. Like the dragons were.
Tell the odd one, not elemental magic. She's still learning, so I understand that this wouldn't come quickly to her. There are several different schools of magic. Feel free to relay all of this to your friends.
Will relay.
Yeah. Transmutation, necromancy, illusion, evocation, enchantment, divination, conjuration, and abjuration. I think if each of these are to be met, you will reach a satisfactory end.
As she's talking, like relaying this, isn't there one missing then?
That is a fair point. From the fires, I can see distinctly conjuration is not present. Well, that's my theory.
I have a cantrip that's currently in the divination school. I can try casting it nearby, see what happens.
Celesta will, in your mind, point you to the teal-colored fire.
Walk over and use her Ulda's connection to the orphan to cast True Strike.
Okay. When you do, and you feel the magic going to envelop you, you feel it get sucked away. The fire glows brightly for a moment, and then turns off.
Huh.
Maybe we have to turn it all off?
Did the fire go out?
Yes.
Oh.
There are faint embers remaining, but that is all.
Did you say the one was missing?
Conjuration, yes.
That might light the other lamp. Or I suppose, yeah, we might need to turn one off. Could go either way. But I can't conjure anything I hadn't done. That's Bodden's thing. And I looked. I know absolutely 0 spells with conjuration.
Well, other cantrips I can cast are Evocation.
You know, you don't necessarily have to have all of these be denoted by a spell. Representing its type of magic could also work, such as burning a stick over the transmutation to change the solid wood into ash. If you can represent it in such a way, it might also work.
Lilith Relays.
Hmm.
Anybody got a shield?
Nope. I got a magical one that I can make.
Well, we'll see just how abstract we can get. Which one of these is the abjuration one?
She will point you to the green one.
Ross, can you go stand over by the green one?
All right.
Take your axe out.
All right.
Lilith is going to charge at her with her rapier and give the biggest, most easily blockable overhead. Like, just attack.
Well, Ross is gonna block.
Mm-hmm. You all stand there with those two holding that pose for a really long moment. And then the green fire goes out with a
And it didn't
Good.
seem as satisfied with that one, but it still worked.
Well, it would have been better if I'd cast the shield, but then I couldn't cast something else. All right. Which one corresponds to transmutation?
Callista will tell you yellow.
The yellow one.
All right. Roz will begin verbally casting her thaumaturgy at the yellow ball and say, and a yellow flame went out, casting thaumaturgy.
And so it does.
Have we done transmutation?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
yellow.
that was the first one, right? Yeah.
We should
So-
have enchantment, evocation, divination, illusion, and necromancy.
Correct.
I could probably help with Some enchantment and some evocation.
By all means.
All right, which one's closer?
Well, you have enchantment, evocation, illusion, and necromancy, as explained by Callista.
Enchantment, evocation, necromancy, and illusion.
Switch the last two.
Okay, but the top two. Oh, so the bottom
illusion,
two were
evocation,
yeah.
enchantment.
Okay, so then Audie will go to the bottom two. Let me double check. Yeah, okay. We're gonna move our light spell quickly, because I can always cast it back.
Yep.
All right. Now we're gonna cast our light spell on. Cast our light spell there, and yeah, and that one's evocation, right?
The red one, yeah.
Yeah, evocation is light, and she'll look at the pink one. And just I should say, how am I gonna insult a color? You know, if you tried a little harder, you might be able to be red like the other one. Just not good enough. And she tries to viciously mock. I don't know if she can because it requires a creature, but she's gonna try.
Yeah. There's a long silence, and then the fire turns out with a sound that sounds like a sob.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wait, did we do divination?
Yeah, you started with divination.
Right.
I imagine the only way we'd be able to do some necromancy is with some undead, but I've got nothing that's undead.
This one's necromancy, right?
Purple, yep.
Roz is going to pull off her gauntlet and prick her finger on the spike of her axe, drip the blood into the bowl.
And with a hiss, it turns out.
Just illusion.
Oh, I might be able to do this. Lilith is going to pull out Callista's deck of cards and try to do an impromptu card trick with sleight of hand.
It's pretty smart.
Sure, make a sleight of hand.
Pretty good. 23.
That's pretty good. But you're also going to have to look at the top card.
She will look at the top card, throw it to the fire.
You hear Callista go, wait, no! And the card burns up.
Oh, shit.
And, hang on. Let me go, the card. The card, briefly, while you held it in your hand and glanced at it, depicted a woman clad in plate mail, a helmet tucked under one arm, a sword stabbed into the ground, the other hand grasping onto the hilt. She's dressed regally with a look that denotes responsibility, authority. There is a visage and design on the back that shows a beam of light radiating from a white sun rhymed in black with red god rays streaking down from it. Is not quite regal. It is in the sense that it looks like somebody that has a great deal of pressure and weight on them, and it comes at the cost of life. There you go, the card for the camera for your reference.
Very cool. Upset that it's gone.
yes, me as well.
I didn't think it would just suddenly burn away like that.
Magic is funny in that way. Well, there will be a little less justice in the world now. Seems appropriate. And with the last ashes and embers of the car floating up into the air, the light turns off. And as that light turns off, the lantern of the statue bearer in the room turns on.
Right. We're good at this. Natural adventurers, a lot of us. Where next?
Where these other hallways lead?
Bring the torch.
Yeah, I would recast light.
Of course.
Looks like it's open enough. Do you see anything, Lilith?
Looks like it splits off into two directions. Can't really say where they go until we get down there.
Colonel looks Colonel looks back towards the statues and just say, should have figured.
We'll be kind of keeping an eye out for anything that looks like it might be a trap as we walk down the hallway.
Sure. Make a perception check for me.
17?
You don't see any traps.
Yeah. Door on the right, and more hallway on the left.
Well, it's up to you, professional dungeoneer.
It's up to me.
You're in the lead.
Whoops.
There's a moment as you turn the corner on the hallway. There's a ripple that casts throughout the air, something you feel suddenly tense. And there's a sound of something, a background noise you were listening to this whole time that you've now realized has abruptly stopped. And a wave of purple magic ripples out from the hallway that you've just exited from in the center interior, rushing at you. And you are all polymorphed into riding horses.
Oh no.
Wonderful. Polymorph, so we don't even know we're people right now, right? We're just horses in a hallway and have no idea why we're here.
No, weirdly enough, you have your sentience about you still.
I'm a pony.
You're in the body of a horse. It's one of those, I really wish I could have, first of all, I couldn't have predicted this was going to happen because, 1 out of 100 odds of various scenarios, but I would have loved to have been able to have, like, weirdly horsified versions of your character art for this.
I want you to know that Roz looks down at her hooves, legs, immediately realizes what's happened, and she just flips her mane back like she thinks she's the most majestic thing in the world. She is unfazed.
Did Kate get turned into a horse too?
No. Distinctly did not.
Here's the question: do we understand each other if we say anything? I guess Corona would probably just like snort. I don't know what the right word would be, but just like
Nay.
no, not nay, but she's like like annoyance basically,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
like snort or whatever.
What would Corona say if these were words?
Probably something like, "For God's sake."
Yeah. The other horses understand you.
Oh God. Okay, well that's good.
I'm gonna really hope this is temporary.
Probably. Don't think too hard about it. Enjoy being majestic.
Okay, but there's a door at the end of this hallway.
All
which
right,
might
we're
present
horses.
a problem.
Roz roll up and just hind kick it.
She can't see the door.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah, your torch would have hit the floor.
Corona will pick it up, I guess.
At least Kit has light.
Yeah, Kit still has light.
Yeah.
Allow me to bring Kit.
All right, before I kick the door open, do we want to wait to see if this goes away? Or just kick the door open?
Good answer.
There's things behind the door. We're running.
That's true. We're horses. We can just run.
We can also just give up and see what's on the right.
It's another door.
All right, I'm kicking the door down. Kick the door.
Okay, you're kicking the door. Make an athletics check.
Do I have horse stats or raw
Yes.
stats?
No, you have riding horse stats. It's a
man.
16
okay.
strength, no proficiency.
Okay, that's a 12.
Then you kick the door, and it does not budge.
I am not nearly as strong as I thought I would be.
Wait, I can do this. I'm tickled by the fact I can do this. You all get to
So you
get
might
to
be able to
enjoy
use the
this.
polymorpher.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. You all get to be horses for now. Enjoy.
Guys, I failed to kick down the door.
Have you tried kicking it harder?
I didn't think of that. I'm not used to this body.
Maybe you just need to step forward and then step backward quickly.
You used your back legs, right?
Oh. Hang on, let me try my back legs. 16 plus 3, 19.
19. You kick the door. Roll damage for me with your hooves.
Is it a d6?
I think it's 2d6. 2d4 plus 3.
Uh, 9 damage.
The door has been dented. It looks like another good swift kick to it might jostle it open.
Oh, I'll just kick it again then. The back legs seem to work great.
Yeah.
19 plus 3.
Yeah. Roll damage.
For 6 more damage.
Okay. Yeah. You hear something break, and the door kind of lazily lifts open.
Can I fit through that door?
Yeah. You gotta kind of like shoulder your way through because it didn't open properly, but it does move all the way out for a large-sized creature to enter. Inside the room is a gigantic head carving of a Banus with 2 immense glowing eyes. And then immediately as you enter into the room to your left, a large, lush carpet of black and purple, trimmed in gold, with a very equally plush armchair, with a nice table set next to it with a glass of wine, a plate of cheese, and a pitcher to refill, a footstool to rest, and a lovely purple glowing fireplace. Like somebody was just taking a nice break in here.
Any ideas? I'm a horse. I don't think I can sit in that seat.
Maybe it's supposed to go into hands of one of the ones out there. But I don't know which one. We can always come back to it, see what's in the other rooms. Maybe they have a better idea.
Maybe we'll stop being horses soon.
It's true, maybe we'll stop being horses.
I miss when you were talking to me. I didn't understand that. Well, what's the
All
plan?
right. So are we going to come back here, hopefully when we're not horses, assuming that we're ever not horses again?
Honestly, I'd rather just try and figure this one out.
Well, there's a seat. Looks like it's sized for our normal bodies. There's wine, which I'm not sure if horses can drink without dying.
There's also the giant, imposing statue of Abanus's head.
There
That's
is
what I'm
that.
looking at. How high is that?
How tall is the statue's head?
Yeah. Or high up?
25. It is pretty much on the level on the ground.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it reaches up to the ceiling.
I see.
Callista, you're still there, right? You could understand horse me?
Inside your head, yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose you got a whiff of that magic that hit us and know if it's got a duration.
I can't say for certain. I have to assume it probably had something to do with that artifact spinning in the central room. Which I would say, I will then assume it is probably tides of chaos that we're being affected by. How long it lasts, who knows? Could be permanent for all I know.
Yay!
What?
Callista's just not sure how long this effect might last. But she thinks it's probably tied to that crazy spinning thing in the center.
Well, that's just swell.
This might be a really weird question.
Uh-huh.
Message it's the actual words you're speaking, right?
Yes, you actually have to whisper it as a verbal component.
That's unfortunate. Never mind.
Okay.
I guess Corona would ask. Well, would she? No, this is It's probably a little
Mm.
too metagamey.
Hmm.
No. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask that. But I will ask, could she use her knowledge of animals, farm girl and everything to know whether stuff like cheese or wine would kill the horses if we were to eat them?
You could make a nature check.
Nature check? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll hero point that.
what a weird important thing.
Well, the session's also ending soon, I imagine, so might as well. Wow, I'll do it again.
Holy. This is really important.
A little better. 15.
Okay. In general, wine and most alcohols, as long as they're not consuming them in absurdly large amounts, really doesn't have an effect on horses. Cheese, on the other hand, though, horses are lactose intolerant. So a large enough amount will result in very, very bad things.
Okay.
But the amount on the plate, you think for the size of a horse to consume, it probably wouldn't actually do anything. Maybe like gas at worst.
Okay. I don't think we got much to worry about if we wanted to consume that stuff or take that risk. But I have no idea what happened if we were to die as a horse.
Maybe it's for one of the statues. We could also just go and put it in one of its hands. Do you think if we eat it, is what's gonna make a change?
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but the problem is how do we carry it?
Audie tries to go and lift some of the cheese just like in her lips without like swallowing it. Just like num num
Make a dexterity check.
num. As a horse.
Yep.
Oh, that's not gonna go well.
It's a +0.
That's a 4.
So.
It's a 4 then.
Yeah. Yeah, you go over there and you just kind of like flap your lips on the cheese, but it stays on the plate.
I do what horses do and knock it off.
Yep.
Like, kind of stamp in frustration.
Would you like me to feed you the cheese?
Kind of like toss my head, like pointing back to the hallway kind of thing.
Roll an insight check.
That's a 4.
Oh no.
Yeah. You don't think Kit or you understand each other very well.
No.
In terms of trying to communicate. But Kit does, with an extremely dexterous tail, wrap the end of it around the wedge of cheese and like offer it to you. Cheese for a horse? I take that as a no. And they'll set it back down on the plate.
Corona's gonna try and grab like the center part here of the rug.
Okay.
Just drag the whole thing.
Just drag the whole thing, yeah.
What a
audio
horse
help.
move.
That's great. I was just gonna say Lil's gonna start trying to like lift the rug up a little, see if there's anything under it.
Sure. You can both make a strength check, or one of you can make one at advantage.
I was going to say Audie was going to be assisting Corona, but I don't think I can assist.
So right, if it's a strength check, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with whatever.
I'm giving you permission, so you're allowed to choose between those two things.
Out of character, I'm down with whatever. I think they're both funny, so.
I have been rolling hot garbage, so I encourage you to go for it.
If you insist after the double 4s. I'll do it. Sure, why not? So strength, okay. Ability, normal. Oh
But
no.
with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, true. I did not do with advantage. My mistake.
One more.
Normal again. Well, a little better.
Okay, a little better.
13.
Yeah. You go to about the center part of the rug and you begin pulling. And that is when all of you are returned to your normal forms.
Oh no.
So is Corona eating?
Has a mouthful of
Yeah.
carpet. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was kind of unpleasant.
I have a joke in my mind, Corona, and I
Yeah.
promise you I'm not going to make it.
She just looks at you and it's like she's thinking. That's like the last thing she has in her mind right now. But then her eyes narrow a bit, and then
Don't say
she says, "Good
it.
choice."
I think
Damn.
that's enough horsing around for now.
Ugh. Gonna taste that for a while.
Do we want to have a nibble or do we want to give this no friend?
Are you all still rubber banding in size? Or is that just on my end?
That's just you.
I think it was
Okay.
just you, yeah.
Weird. I won't worry about
Right, Audie, well, kick your feet up, take a load off.
Right. Yeah, Audie'll kind of take a look at the fire and see the wine, see the cheese, and just kind of flop down. Take a nibble, take a sip.
It's extremely comfortable. You land in the seat and you're kind of, you're there, you're here in a place unfamiliar, weird things happening, so you're a bit tense. But when you get there, as you kind of like absentmindedly go for the sit and reach to grab the wine, you realize, wow, this chair is so comfortable, and you kind of melt into it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then you reach over for the wine and you catch a whiff of it, and it smells nice. It's a little on the darker side. It's a bit strong, but it's good wine. And you grab a little nibble of cheese. You realize that there's some crackers, some multigrain crackers next to it. You grab a little bit of both. You snap off a bite. It's good. Really a really thoughtful pairing of all things here. You feel the edges of your toes begin to warm near the fire. And you feel like you could just nap here. Great place to just kick your feet up and take a break.
Mm-hmm. Man, this almost seems like a Callista's house. It's just very comfy.
Audie, make me a charisma save.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I'm myself again for that.
Imagine if we sat down as a horse.
All right. I'm 11.
Okay. You're getting very comfy. You're kind of just getting into the groove of little nibble, little sip. Everyone's kind of watching. It's not taking, like, you're not here very long. It's 10 seconds maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of you watch as Audie suddenly vanishes from the chair.
Oh boy.
Audie?
Oh.
Audie, when you land on a bar stool. You're sitting at a bar. In front of you, there is a bar with two shelves on either side filled with various bottles of intricate make, wine and liquors. There are two small casks on either side, and there's this huge, bright, purple light fixture in the shape of a very blocky A. And sitting behind the bar is a gentleman in a black vest with purple decorations, dark black hair and violet-colored eyes, who's sitting there cleaning a glass. Well, I wasn't expecting any visitors today. But I guess this was to be expected, or wasn't. What can I do you for?
Hello, hello. Do you have any cider?
For you on the house. And they reach over, pull a glass up from underneath, and they kind of flip it in their hand and catch it right set up, and it just begins to fill with cider. And then they set it down in front of you. You watch as the mug froths over.
Maybe you know how I got here.
If I had to guess, you walked into a strange temple somewhere.
Wasn't it funny?
Did you find a strange chair, perhaps?
It wasn't that strange.
No, it isn't, is it? Quite comfortable, in fact.
Quite.
Hmm. Did you enjoy the wine and cheese I left out?
I did, in fact. It's very good. Very thoughtful.
Yes, I agree.
Well paired.
Hmm. Well, do you have friends with you?
Of course I do. You'd think that the young woman will wandering around in strange temples all by herself. That seems like the most foolish thing a person could ever do.
You wouldn't be the first to say that, but then again, you also wouldn't be the only one that stumbled in here by themselves so far. Would you like your friends here? Or would you think they would enjoy my services?
I think they would, but I also think they might want me back. I wouldn't like to bring them here if we'd never get to leave, because while your company is quite delightful, I do have things to get back to.
Well, you do know there is a door right over there if you so would like to take it. You can leave any time. I'm not keeping you here. Just for what it is worth, you are not in the location you once were. But you're certainly not being held here under any kind of duress.
Where am I then? Where is this? What continent?
All good questions. To which I answer, none that you would know.
Well, then I couldn't quite leave out the door because then I'd never get home. What would be the point in that?
Yes, which is, you are, well, I won't mince words with you. You are on another world, in another place, in another time, far away from the trifles and conflicts of war in which you're currently plagued by.
That sounds like a fun storybook.
Yeah, so I'm just giving you an opportunity. But if you would so like to go to your friends, I can send you back.
Exactly as if I'd never left.
If that's what you desire, I can send you back with a cider if you prefer.
And she kind of thinks a little bit. Well, would it be greedy of me to enjoy the cider before I go back? And still go back to the same place and time?
I can't guarantee the same time. I can only guarantee the same place.
Oh, well then, all right.
I am not a god. I can't control everything. I'm sorry.
And she'll take a sip. And kind of sit there and appreciate it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. I suppose I should be returning. It's unfortunate. You're quite handsome. I'd love to have more of your stories. But
I have many to tell, but you also don't have the time.
And I suppose this is goodbye.
For now. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Well, if we're going to meet again, what's your name?
You can just call me Kurt. It's nice to meet
Melody. And she reaches out a hand.
you. And he shakes it. Well, Melody, I'll be seeing you. Safe travels.
And she lifts her glass, probably as right as she's about to disappear. To future meetings.
The future meetings. You raise the glass, and then in the bar, it's just Kurt and the glass sitting on the bar top. And all of you who had that moment of, oh no, what happened to Melody? Suddenly Melody's back, as if nothing had happened.
Oh, scared me for a second.
You alright, Melody?
I'm perfectly fine. I went somewhere. They offered to bring you with me, but I figured it was more responsible to come back here. Met quite a handsome man, too. Escaping a bar, gave me a cider.
Uh-huh.
His name was Kurt.
Something is suddenly out of place in that none of you noticed it, including Melody, until just now. There was a fire axe lying across your lap. Spiked end, bladed side, painted red.
And she kind of hefts it up.
Oh.
I think I know exactly what to do with this.
The nice man gave you an axe?
Oh, this wasn't. And she thinks. This wasn't in the bar.
And what are you gonna do with that axe?
I'm going to go with his statue, of course.
Yeah, it is long enough. It could be the one with his hands parted.
That's exactly what she's thinking. Mhm.
Running.
Running. And she kind of pauses. Do you want to check the other door? Or do you want to check the other hallway first?
Might as well check everything on this side, right?
Yeah, all right.
Ross, do you want to do the honors? You did such a great job kicking down the last one.
I mean, it's very possible we would have been able to open the other one had we hands, but we didn't have hands.
All right, well, Russell, try the door.
Give me an odds or evens roll.
I'll do odds.
And your result?
Landed on a 20.
Okay. When you try the door, it is locked.
So am I breaking it down or?
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you're gonna break it down, at least now we can help each other out.
Is it locked or something?
Right, it's locked.
I can take a look at it. We'll take a look. Does it look like it's a door that could potentially be picked?
There is a lock mechanism, yeah.
Did you try to pick it?
You can certainly try.
18.
18. You sit there, you work through it. Not a complicated lock. Takes you about 10 seconds, and when it's done, you hear the tumblers shift and fall, and the door seems to unlock.
There you go.
Right. Open the door.
Okay. That was a little slow. Try again.
Yes.
Inside is a pool table. 2 sticks, 2 balls.
Have we ever seen one of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't go into the greater details as to why pool exists, but it does.
You got it. Pool exists.
I'm gonna blame Ben for some reason. No reason at all. Feels like something they'd actually invent.
So who feels confident they could shoot that one ball into a pocket?
Oh, I've never been good with games. I am not the one to ask.
Well, who's good at shooting?
We all turn to Corona.
Everyone looks at Corona.
just picked up firearms, but I mean, if you guys want me to, I will.
It's you or Lilith.
I had to take a path, so you have to use the pool.
Ah.
Clever.
Don't know why there's two though. There's only one shot to make.
All right.
Yeah. If we've seen it before, then wouldn't we know that one strikes the other?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just that they exist?
Well, they do exist, but you also know one strikes the other.
Oh.
Also, the axe has been added to your inventory, Kay?
Oh, excellent.
Lilith will pick up the extra pole just to keep it out of the way.
Sure. Corona?
Colonel will
You're going to
pick
give
up
it the old college try?
Yep.
Okay. Since you are a unique character and that you have both your strength and dexterity above a 15, you can make this shot with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, you're making just a modified weapon attack.
Okay.
Because you're just trying to strike one ball with the other. You get to add both your strength and dexterity modifier to the roll.
Oh boy. Okay.
I think
and you
the
have
right
to,
choice was made.
And you have to tell me what pocket you would
Which
like to sink
pocket?
it in. Yep.
Okay. All right. So would I also roll this with proficiency or no?
Are you proficient in the game of pool?
I don't think she would be. No.
Then no.
Okay. Just asking because of the weapon attack thing, but okay. So it's 1d20. I'll call the pocket, don't worry. I'm just setting up my
Yeah.
my roll. 4 plus 3 7. Okay. I think she's just going to aim for the bottom left pocket here.
Sure. Real simple,
even
easy.
if the stick's been removed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Now I'm regretting using my my points, but that's fine. Let's see. Any ability check or saving throw you make. Okay, this is not. Would this count as an ability check? Probably not, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It would. Okay.
Yeah.
You can. Let me just read. I'm reading my adaptability dice thing. I'm trying to see if I do it before or after. I'm just gonna assume it's before, so let's do this. Okay, pretty good.
Real good.
And why not? Just cause. Oh, it didn't do anything. Okay. 1d4. 1d4. Extra.
Nice.
Okay.
Huge. So simply put, do you try to put a little finesse on it, or is it just a straight simple shot?
Considering she's not proficient in it, she'd probably just try and keep things simple.
Okay.
But maybe accidentally there's like a little bit of a hop to the ball. And then it just like manages to land and give the red one there just enough of a spin so that it like curves into the pocket.
Oh, okay. So it initially looks like a miss, bounces off, comes back, strikes an opposite side, and then it will spin the red ball into the pocket that you've called. And when it sinks in, you hear something heavy shift somewhere else in the temple.
It wasn't just me that heard that, right?
Nope.
I heard it too. I suppose we should get back to the center room, Nana.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see something new.
Good shot, by the way. That's cool.
It's nice.
Didn't realize you were so damn good at it.
I'd love to play a game with you sometime.
Pure luck.
What do you expect, of course? In a temple of chaos, it's always luck.
Not luck until it's decided.
Does she hear that?
No.
Oh gosh.
That was Kit.
Historically.
And Audie will place the axe right there.
Okay.
Which I guess it's in my inventory, but you can take it out of my inventory.
I will.
Oh gosh, it had a name?
It does.
Who's Johnny?
Mm.
He's here.
Yeah. Well, with Kit's help, Melody, you go and place the fire axe in the across the palms, open palms of the statue, and you watch as it lights anew.
One last direction then.
Absolutely. Let's go.
But
Presumably.
unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to end.
Ah.
Makes
I-
sense to me.
I thought you were gonna end when we landed in the bar.
I
was gonna be like,
considered
no,
it, but you
no.
kept talking, and I was like,
did.
because I knew you
I-
wanted to, so I let
I
you.
did. I can fangirl later though.
Yeah.
Was that a dealer?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Archetypally, the dealer. Again, at the very least, the dealer that explicitly dealt with Convergence campaign,
Yes.
and also frequently Abanus's mouthpiece. Which, fun fact, I know we're supposed to be finishing. I just wanted to, because it's fun. The one that inevitably caused Abanus's plans to fail was that dealer. Abanus had a grand plan to have his dealers collect cards, the title bearer cards, to allow him to ascend beyond godhood out of this realm into a transcendent one above it. And this dealer, well, left it up to chance and did the most chaotic thing that could be decided, and took all of the cards Abanus's dealers collected and gave them to the other side. And thus, Talon was born. So, yeah.
What agent of chaos has a plan?
Uh-huh.
What is chaos without some order?
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just means chaos is a little bit more potent when it's around, which is more fun. But yeah. So we're gonna end there, because if we don't, we never will. And honestly, I think this is such a good spot to finish anyway, because it allows, like, you did like roughly 2/3, and the next third can finish, and then we can do all the wrap up stuff just in time for Ben to come back.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we're done. We're gonna head off. Yeah. When life throws you curveballs and you don't know what's gonna come your way, the one thing you can control are the choices you make. In which case, try to make them good. Yep. See you next time. Okay, are we going anywhere?
Bye bye.
Bye.
We can go to Perception Studio if we want. We found them last week. They are quite entertaining. They have felted friends. Don't call them puppets. It's rude. And humans. And it's quite lovely. So let's go see them again.
Well, there we go. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.